I came into this earth the bad guy. Will I leave this earth the bad guy?
Do I have a choice?
My skin's too dark or my skin's too light. My hair's too nappy, my curl's too tight.
My legs are too ashy. My lips are too big. My nose is too wide.
I'm the bad guy.
Because my voice is too loud. My walk looks too proud. I'm threatening in a crowd.
Well, no, I'm not just threatening in a crowd. I'm also threatening when I walk the streets, when I walk in the building, playgrounds, and supermarket aisles.
I'm the bad guy.
The other. My standards are not your standards, but I guess your standards are always right, right?
In the world of fairy tales and make-believe, there's always the good guy and the bad guy.
The hero and the villain. The protagonist and the antagonist.
In this world we live in, I'm the bad guy.
I'd like them to remember that even if we act out, we are still children, students, we're still learning. Our behavior is not just like a reflection of some internal, like fundamental aspect of ourselves, but rather of our environment, right? We all have such diverse backgrounds that you can't just abandon us and just think of us as the bad student, the criminal. You have to remember that we can change when we want to change. We want to get better.
That our stories are diverse. We are not a monolith. We are all different and we all have different needs and wants. And I think that teachers need to acknowledge that and really nurture each person differently.
I'd like teachers to know that I just wish they were more patient. I think they fail to understand that we do come from different places and there are things that need a bit more explaining, understanding, and I just wish that that was accommodated to me, and I hope that in the future other Black African students do get that accommodation because they do deserve it.
I'll tell teachers to listen and to not just put us all in a separate box to the other students, and to actually just listen to us when we go to them asking for help. Because when you don't listen, that's when it makes us feel like we have to take things into our own hands, which just makes the issue worse and makes us be viewed as more of the bad guy than we were in the first place, when all we want is to just be heard.
I want teachers to know that we look up to them. We want to be able to come to them with our issues, with our problems. We want to be able to speak to them. We want them to be there for us, and we want them to be accessible, but accessible in a way where not to use them or take advantage of them, but for being able to talk to them whenever we need it, and knowing that they're there for us and they can back us up, and that talking to them is not daunting or difficult in any way, and they're more inviting, I guess.
I think what I would like our teachers to know is that we view the world in a different light, that we have to be careful about how we carry ourselves, and we're always on the look to make sure we're not offending the people around us, because when we do, the consequences usually aren't in our favour.
I think what I want them to learn is that we have thick skin, but not the thickest skin in the world. I think people are different, and with our experiences, with where we've come from, and with our environment, although we have been built up to have this thick skin, although we are, I guess, kind of expected to have this thicker skin, it's not always the case. And we are susceptible to having our feelings hurt, being targeted, being discriminated from when we first step into the schoolyard to when we exit it. And I think the support system, and we don't really have that, I guess, backing from teachers that sometimes you don't realize that we need. And I think that's something that I wish teachers knew, especially when I was younger.